My child, do not scroll away. Do not let distraction pull you from this moment. What I am about to speak into your spirit cannot wait until tomorrow. I am speaking to you with trembling urgency and a love so deep it shakes the earth. You are seeing this before midnight for a reason. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine interruption designed specifically for you. I have stopped the noise of the world around you, paused the movement of heaven, and assigned angels to guard this very second, just so you could hear my voice. Heaven is watching to see if you will stay or if you will turn away. The midnight hour is approaching, and in the spiritual realm, midnight is not just a time on the clock. It is the moment of transition. It is the moment when the darkest part of the night suddenly gives way to the shifting of a new day. You have been walking through a long, dark night of the soul. I know how heavy the burden has felt. I have watched you carry a weight that was never meant for your shoulders. I have seen the silent tears you cried into your pillow when you thought absolutely no one was watching. I have heard the prayers you whispered when your voice was too broken to speak aloud. You have asked me, when is it my turn? When will the miracle I desperately need finally arrive? You have felt as though your prayers were hitting a ceiling of brass. You have felt invisible, forgotten, and utterly exhausted. But listen to me carefully. I never left you. The silence you perceived was not my absence. It was the sacred space of preparation. While you were waiting in the dark, I was working behind the veil. I was moving pieces into place that your natural eyes could not see. The enemy wanted you to believe that the midnight hour meant your time was up, that your hope was lost. He wanted you to surrender right at the threshold of your breakthrough. But I am telling you tonight, before the clock strikes, that your story is not over. The miracle you need is hovering right above your life, waiting for your heart to align with my promise. Do not ignore this warning. If you turn away now, you risk letting fear steal what faith has already secured. Stay with me. Breathe deeply. Let my presence wash over your anxious mind. The shifting has already begun. My child, you have looked at your circumstances and called it a delay. You have watched others step into their seasons of joy while you remained in the waiting room, wondering if I had somehow passed you by. You have stared at closed doors and interpreted them as a permanent rejection. But you must understand what is happening in the unseen realm right now. What you perceive as a painful, endless delay is actually a fierce spiritual battle over the magnitude of your blessing. The miracle I have prepared for you is so significant, so deeply life-changing, that the enemy has dispatched his strongest forces to prevent it from reaching your hands. He knows that he cannot enter my throne room and cancel the promise I have spoken over your life. He has no authority to revoke what I have already ordained. Because he cannot stop the blessing, his entire strategy is built on distraction and hesitation. He wants to exhaust your spirit. He wants to surround your mind with so much noise, anxiety, and confusion that you give up just one step before the door finally opens. He whispers lies into your ears, telling you that your faith is useless, that you are unworthy, and that the approaching midnight hour means the end of your story. He uses the illusion of delay to plant deep seeds of doubt in your weary heart. But I am exposing his tactics tonight. I am pulling back the veil so you can see that the heavens are warring on your behalf. My angels have been fighting for you when you were too tired to pray. They have been holding the line when you felt like completely collapsing. That sudden heaviness you feel in your chest, the unexplainable exhaustion, the sudden urge to simply walk away from it all, that is not your reality. That is spiritual warfare. The enemy is pushing back hardest right now because he knows your miracle is imminent. He feels the shifting in the atmosphere. He sees the spiritual package carrying your answer, and it is almost at your doorstep. Do not let him steal this moment from you. Do not let hesitation rob you of what your faith has sustained for so long. Every second you stay focused on my words tonight, you are reclaiming territory in the Spirit. Your attention right now is a profound act of obedience. Your willingness to listen, despite your exhaustion, is building a bridge for your blessing to cross over from the unseen into the natural world. Hold on to me. The midnight hour is not your breaking point. It is your breakthrough. My child, I need you to look back at the seasons that broke your heart and caused you to question everything. You have carried a heavy burden, believing that your prolonged suffering was a sign of my rejection. You thought the silent heavens meant you were not enough, and you allowed spiritual fatigue to drain your hope. But I am telling you today that God's silence was never his absence. The pain you survived was shaping you, not destroying you. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer that brought you to your knees in frustration was a necessary part of your spiritual refinement. What felt like an agonizing delay was actually my divine protection. I was hiding you in the shadow of my wings, while the enemy desperately tried to derail your destiny. You do not have to carry this alone anymore. I was holding you tightly when you thought you would permanently break under the pressure. During the nights you spent overthinking, consumed by anxiety, and battling the shadows in your mind, I was right there beside you. I need you to understand that your tears were never wasted. They were gathered, counted, and used to water the very seeds of the miracle you are about to step into. You survived the darkest chapters of your life simply because I never let go of your hand. The enemy wants you distracted by the lingering pain of the past. He uses your scars as supposed proof to make you believe that fear is your future. Do not believe the lies he whispers in your moments of vulnerability. The enemy cannot stop what I planned for you from the beginning of time. Before a massive breakthrough comes, heaven often feels intensely silent. But that silence is merely the deep breath before the resounding shout of victory. The waiting was preparation for the immense weight of the blessing you are about to carry. So as the midnight hour draws near, I am asking you to completely release the bitterness, release the deep frustration of the waiting season. You are my beloved child, deeply loved, worthy, and specifically chosen for this moment. I am not angry with your doubts. I am simply asking for your unwavering trust in this final stretch. Stay close to me in prayer and aggressively avoid distraction. A massive shift is happening in the spiritual realm right now, and you must remember, what was delayed was not denied. The midnight hour is bringing your restoration. My child, as the midnight hour closes in, the enemy is trying one last desperate tactic. If he cannot delay the blessing, and if he cannot distract your mind, he will try to attack your identity. He will whisper that you are not worthy of the miracle I am bringing. He wants you to look at your past mistakes, your flaws, and your brokenness, and conclude that heaven has disqualified you. But I need you to hear my voice above all the noise right now. You are my beloved child. You are deeply loved, you are chosen, and you are held by a grace that no mistake can ever erase. The enemy cannot stop what I have planned for you. He is terrified of the moment you finally realize who you truly are in me. I saw every tear you cried when you felt inadequate. I was there when you felt completely invisible to the world, but you were never invisible to me. I have inscribed your name on the palms of my hands. You are not a failure. You are a warrior who has survived the fire. The waiting season was never meant to punish you. It was meant to refine you for the monumental blessing that is now arriving. A massive shift is coming. I am opening doors for you that no man, no demon, and no circumstance can ever shut. The breakthrough you have been crying out for is no longer in the distant future. It is right here, at the threshold of your life. What was stolen from you in the past seasons of heartbreak and loss will be fully restored. I am bringing healing to your body, peace to your anxious mind, and overwhelming provision to your home. Do not let go of your faith now. Do not step back into the shadows of doubt when the dawn is about to break. Stand firm in the identity I have given you. You are not forgotten. Your breakthrough is so near that you can almost feel the wind of the Spirit shifting the atmosphere around you. Keep your eyes fixed on me, because what you are about to hear will change everything. The midnight hour is not your end. It is your glorious new beginning. My child, as the hands of the clock align and the atmosphere around you shifts, I must give you clear instructions for this exact moment. The enemy knows his time to block your blessing has run out. Because he can no longer stop the miracle, he will try to make you drop it the moment it is placed into your hands. How will he attempt this? Through sudden, unexpected distractions and the heavy, exhausting burden of unresolved bitterness. Listen to me carefully with your entire heart. You absolutely cannot carry the poison of the past into the purity of your new season. I am asking you right now, before the midnight hour fully arrives, to release the deep pain inflicted by those who abandoned you when you needed them most. Forgive the people who misunderstood your difficult journey and carelessly spoke words of discouragement over your destiny. If you hold on to that bitterness, it will become a heavy spiritual anchor, dragging you right back into the dark, turbulent waters I just pulled you out of. Release it all to me, let it go. Vengeance and justice are mine, but profound peace is yours to claim. Your specific instructions for this new season are simple, yet they require your complete and unwavering obedience. Trust me fiercely, even without demanding to see the entire staircase ahead of you. Stay incredibly close to me in daily prayer, making my comforting presence your ultimate refuge. When the chaotic noise of the world tries to aggressively pull your attention away, close your eyes, breathe, and remember this very moment. Aggressively avoid the distractions of trivial conflicts and unnecessary, draining worries. The enemy frequently uses small, petty irritations to steal massive, life-changing revelations. Do not let him succeed. You are actively stepping into a realm of answered prayers. The wide-open doors standing before you right now are not traps. They are the undeniable physical manifestation of my relentless faithfulness to you. Walk through them with your head held high. Do not shrink back in false humility, and absolutely do not let fear dictate your upcoming steps. You have been meticulously prepared in the fire for this exact, glorious elevation. The agonizing waiting was your training ground. Now, the training is officially over, and the time for implementation is here. Keep your spirit perfectly aligned with mine, because the breathtaking suddenness of this imminent breakthrough will require all of your focus. My child, as you step closer to the threshold of your answered prayers, you must be fully aware of the spiritual warfare raging around you. The enemy wants you distracted. He knows that he has completely lost the battle for your destiny, so his only remaining tactic is to aggressively attack your focus. Do not believe the lies he is currently planting in your weary mind. He will whisper that this new season is simply too good to be true, that you will eventually fail, or that you are merely imagining my comforting voice. He desperately wants to paralyze you with deep anxiety, shame, and endless overthinking. But I need you to hear me with absolute clarity today. Fear is not your future. The enemy cannot stop what I planned for you. He cannot reach into my heavenly throne room and steal the specific breakthrough that has your name eternally written on it. The only way he can delay your progress now is if you willingly surrender your peace and agree with his dark deception. Every single time you entertain a thought of defeat, you are giving him permission to sit at your table. I am empowering you right now to command those fearful, paralyzing thoughts to leave. You have been given absolute authority over the heavy shadows that try to torment your mind in the quiet, late hours of the night. I am currently placing an unbreakable hedge of divine protection around your mind, your family, your finances, and your physical health. The battle did not destroy you. Instead, it forged an unstoppable warrior spirit inside of you that the kingdom of darkness completely underestimates. You survived because I never let go. When you felt entirely overwhelmed, when your spiritual fatigue made you want to surrender, I was holding you when you thought you would break. I was actively fighting for you in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. So lift up your heavy head. Stop looking back at the painful seasons of failure and refuse to listen to the fading echoes of past defeats. Your profound spiritual fatigue is being entirely washed away by my restorative presence. I am completely restoring your hope, your confident expectation, and your unwavering faith. Stay intensely focused on my promises. The enemy's loud, intimidating threats are merely a desperate, panicked reaction to the massive, life-changing victory that is arriving in your life right now. My child, the time for weeping has officially come to an end. You have sown your seeds in tears, planting them in the dark soil of hardship, grief, and overwhelming uncertainty. But I am speaking a prophetic declaration over your life right now. Your season of joyful harvest has arrived. What the enemy stole from you in the past, the years you felt were entirely wasted, the relationships that deeply fractured your heart, the finances that seemingly evaporated, and the profound peace that was violently stripped away, I am restoring to you right now. I am bringing it back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Jesus says to you today, your waiting season is officially ending. I am breathing absolute, undeniable life back into the areas of your soul that have felt completely dead and barren. The doors I am currently unlocking for you will not require you to force them open. You will not have to beg for a seat at the table I have already prepared for you in the presence of your enemies. The intense struggle that characterized your yesterday is being entirely replaced by the overwhelming, unmerited favor of your today. I am currently aligning divine connections, unmerited opportunities, and miraculous financial provisions that will leave you absolutely breathless. Do not look at your current bank account, your medical reports, or the chaotic circumstances surrounding you, and believe that they hold the final word over your destiny. I hold the final word, and my word over your life is complete restoration, profound healing, and undeniable breakthrough. I am placing a mantle of divine peace upon your heavy shoulders. The anxiety that used to tightly grip your chest in the middle of the night is dissolving under the powerful light of my presence. You will sleep soundly again. You will laugh genuinely again. You will dream boldly again. Take a deep breath and receive this prophetic commissioning. You are stepping out of the painful wilderness and crossing the threshold into your promised land. The spiritual famine is over. The drought has ended. I am commanding the rain of my blessing to fall heavily upon your life, your family, and your future. Stand up tall, my beloved child. Wipe your tears. The battle has already been won, and the glorious victory is yours. My child, as the final moments before the midnight hour approach, there is something absolutely crucial you must understand about the miracle I am bringing. You have spent countless, exhausting hours agonizing over the details, desperately trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to make this happen. You have looked at your deeply limited resources, your frustrating physical circumstances, and the overwhelming impossibilities surrounding you, and you have tried to calculate a divine equation using human math. I need you to stop right now. Surrender the incredibly heavy burden of trying to understand the mechanics of your breakthrough. You do not need a logical blueprint. You only need my divine presence. Lately, you have been feeling a deep, unexplainable restlessness in your spirit. You wake up in the middle of the night feeling an intense spiritual pressure, a strange uncomfortableness that you cannot quite put into words. The enemy has desperately tried to convince you that this heavy feeling is a rising tide of panic and anxiety. He wants you to believe that the other shoe is about to drop, that sudden disaster is looming just around the corner. But I am revealing the unseen truth to you today, that profound restlessness is absolutely not anxiety. It is your spirit physically reacting to the massive atmospheric shift occurring right above your life. Your soul knows that the midnight hour of deliverance has arrived, even if your weary mind cannot fully comprehend it yet. I am stepping into your deeply broken situation as the God of the impossible. The spectacular miracle you need is not going to come through the logical, predictable channels you have been staring at for months. I am going to completely bypass the locked doors you have been helplessly pounding on and miraculously open a window you did not even know existed. But to fully receive this, you must completely relinquish your desperate need for control. The tighter you rigidly hold on to your own human understanding, the more you unknowingly restrict the flow of my supernatural grace. Open your tightly clenched fists right now. Release your rigid timelines, your worries, and your desperate ultimatums into my capable, loving hands. The enemy desperately wants you exhausted by trying to orchestrate your own salvation. He knows that if you continue to rely on your own depleted strength, you will eventually collapse. But tonight, in this holy moment, I am divinely exchanging your overwhelming fatigue for unstoppable momentum. The scattered, broken pieces of your life are coming together right now. Do not frantically look for the miracle in familiar places, for I am doing a completely new and unexpected thing. Stay perfectly still in your spirit. Let the deep peace that surpasses all human understanding completely wash over your anxious mind. The midnight hour is not a deadline for your defeat. It is the exact, glorious moment my power will be spectacularly revealed in your life. My child, now that you have fully surrendered your heavy human blueprint, I need you to brace your spirit for supernatural acceleration. You have spent years walking through a dry, exhausting wilderness, agonizingly counting the days and feeling like your progress was permanently stalled. You have quietly watched others pass you by, stepping into their seasons of joy while you remained faithfully in the shadows, waiting for your turn. But I am telling you right now, as this midnight hour approaches, the rigid rules of human time no longer apply to your destiny. What took others 10 excruciating years to build, I am going to miraculously establish in your life in a fraction of the time. I am officially releasing a divine season of suddenlies over your life. Sudden undeniable favor, sudden complete healing in your physical body, sudden financial breakthroughs that will entirely wipe out your long-standing debts and anxieties, sudden vindication in the very places where your character was unfairly questioned and your name was dragged through the mud. Do not let the breathtaking speed of this new season frighten you. The enemy will quickly try to whisper that it is happening too fast, that you are secretly unprepared, or that the blessing will inevitably slip through your fingers, because it is simply too good to be true. Silence those pathetic lies immediately. You are ready because I have deliberately made you ready. The intense fire you walked through did not destroy you. It burned away absolutely everything that was not meant to enter this glorious next level. The agonizing crushing you endured was simply extracting the pure, holy oil of anointing that is now flowing heavily over your entire life. I need you to open your spiritual eyes right now and look at the illuminated path I am laying out before you. The heavy, suffocating fog of confusion that has blinded your decisions for months is entirely lifting. Razor-sharp clarity is returning to your weary mind. I am intentionally placing specific, divinely appointed people in your path who physically carry the keys to the massive doors you have been fruitlessly trying to force open. When they offer their resources, their favor, and their hand, do not shrink back in fear. Do not let a spirit of false humility rob you of the extravagant, overwhelming blessing I am pouring out. You must receive this with wide open arms and an intensely grateful heart. The midnight hour is striking. The long, agonizing wait is finally, permanently over. Stand firm and bravely receive your divine acceleration. My child, as heaven rapidly accelerates this breathtaking blessing into your life, there is a final hidden trap the enemy has meticulously laid out for you, and I must completely expose it before the midnight hour fully arrives. Because the enemy realizes he can no longer block the miracle from physically reaching your hands, he will desperately try to manipulate you into unknowingly returning it. How? By using your own words against you. He wants your tongue to subconsciously curse the very season my hands have just abundantly blessed. He is aggressively banking on the deep trauma of your past to dictate the vocabulary of your future. I have watched you in the quiet, vulnerable moments, muttering heavy words of deep defeat. I have heard you nervously whisper, "Things like this never work out for me," or "This is simply too good to be true. Something terrible is bound to happen next." My beloved, you must urgently understand the profound, undeniable spiritual weight of your spoken words. Life and death are held in the immense power of your tongue. When you constantly expect the absolute worst, you are unintentionally opening a spiritual door for the enemy to re-enter a room he had been permanently locked out of. That toxic cycle of emotional self-sabotage officially ends tonight. I am commanding you to completely change the way you speak over your own destiny. From this midnight forward, I need you to speak absolute life, even when your human eyes might still see the fading remnants of the old ruins. When you feel a sudden suffocating wave of panic trying to convince you that you are about to lose everything, you must boldly declare out loud into the atmosphere, "I am divinely favored, fiercely protected, and absolutely held by God." The enemy's greatest, most effective weapon is your own passive agreement with his dark lies. Do not give him your agreement. The spectacular miracle arriving at your doorstep right now is entirely irreversible, but you must strictly align your daily vocabulary with my divine promises to experience its absolute, unhindered fullness. Do not let the deeply painful disappointments of your yesterday trick you into mourning a tomorrow that is actually overflowing with joy, peace, and abundance. I am placing a supernatural guard over your mouth right now, in the Spirit. As you boldly speak faith into your atmosphere, heaven's angels are immediately dispatched to physically execute those very words. The heavy dark curtain of your agonizing waiting season is officially tearing from top to bottom. Stay anchored in this powerful posture of bold expectation. You are no longer just surviving. You are stepping into a profound, glorious season of ruling and reigning. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on me and let your voice loudly echo the magnificent victory that is already yours. My child, as the midnight hour is now upon you, I want to open your spiritual eyes to what is actively shifting in your physical atmosphere. For so long you have fought this battle entirely in the unseen realm. You have prayed fiercely against invisible walls, wrestled with heavy shadows of doubt, and trusted me blindly when your physical circumstances screamed that nothing was changing. But right now, in this very moment, the boundary between the unseen and the seen is tearing open. The miracles hovering over you in the spiritual realm are finally touching down into your physical reality. I have dispatched angels of breakthrough with highly specific assignments concerning your life, your family, and your future. They are currently moving into the hearts and minds of people who hold the earthly keys to your elevation. They are actively realigning financial channels, removing deeply hidden obstacles, and preparing the exact physical spaces you are about to occupy. You are about to see undeniable physical evidence of the prayers you prayed in total secret. The doors that have remained stubbornly bolted shut for years are going to swing wide open, completely unforced, and you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was my hand alone that moved them. I know your hands are incredibly tired from holding on for so long. I know your spirit is weary from constantly standing in the gap, but I am asking you right now to open your tightly clenched fists. You absolutely cannot receive a massive, overflowing harvest with closed hands. You must transition your posture from a weary warrior, bracing for another brutal attack, to a joyful child confidently waiting to receive an extravagant gift. The time for agonizing spiritual wrestling is officially over. The heavy, dark clouds of delay are physically breaking apart, and the brilliant light of my unmerited favor is violently piercing through the darkness. Do not try to rationalize the suddenness of what is about to happen. Human logic will not be able to explain the breathtaking speed of your upcoming elevation. People who watched you quietly struggle in your wilderness will be utterly astounded by the sudden glory of your promised land. They will ask you how you did it, and your only truthful answer will be that the Lord fought for you while you simply remained still. Stand firm, my beloved. The angels have secured your perimeter. The atmosphere has entirely shifted, and the physical manifestation of your greatest miracle is rushing toward you right now. My child, as the physical manifestation of your miracle unfolds right before your weary eyes, there is a profound revelation I must share with you about the true magnitude of what is happening. You have prayed for simple, personal relief. You have asked me to heal your specific pain, to miraculously pay your specific debts, and to bring quiet peace to your deeply anxious mind. But I am the God of exceedingly, abundantly above all that you could ever ask or imagine. The breathtaking breakthrough arriving at your door right now is not merely a temporary fix for your current circumstances. It is a permanent generational shift. You have spent years wondering why the fire you walked through had to be intensely hot, and why the waiting season was so agonizingly long. I am revealing the unseen reason to you tonight. The blessing I am physically handing to you is simply too heavy, too massive to be contained by just one person. The tears you cried in absolute secret have been actively watering a glorious, abundant harvest that your children and your children's children will eventually eat from. The heavy, suffocating chains of generational poverty, chronic depression, and paralyzing anxiety that have wrapped around your family line for decades are being violently and permanently broken right now, and they are breaking specifically through you. You are the cycle breaker, my beloved. Heaven specifically chose you for this monumental assignment. The enemy recognized the immense lineage breaking power resting upon your life, which is exactly why he fought you with such unprecedented ferocity. He desperately tried to crush your spirit before you could realize who you truly are. He wanted your story to end in deep bitterness, silent defeat, and tragic isolation. But he completely failed. You survived the darkest, most terrifying valley because my hand was relentlessly sustaining you, preparing you to become a brilliant lighthouse for everyone connected to your life. Because you chose to stay faithful when you had every logical, human reason to walk away, I am now trusting you with a supernatural overflow. Your cup will absolutely run over. People will look at your miraculously restored life, your sudden unexplainable elevation, and your unshakable peace, and they will physically see the undeniable thumbprint of my grace. You will become a walking, breathing testimony of my resurrection power. Step fully into this massive divine authority. Do not let false humility make you shrink back in a season where I am commanding you to boldly expand. The midnight hour has officially ushered in a victorious new era for your entire bloodline. My child, as the dawn breaks on your glorious new season, I need to teach you the specific spiritual posture of receiving. You have spent so much of your life in an intensely defensive stance, constantly bracing for the next storm, always expecting the next painful disappointment. You have been heavily conditioned by your past trauma to believe that waiting for the other shoe to drop is the only way to protect your fragile, weary heart. But in this miraculous new era I am rapidly ushering you into, a defensive posture will actually block the massive flow of my abundant grace. I am commanding you today to drop your heavy spiritual armor. You absolutely do not need to fight a battle that I have already completely and permanently won for you. Instead of nervously bracing for impact, I need you to open your arms wide in bold, unapologetic expectation. The greatest, most effective weapon you have right now against the lingering shadows of doubt is radical, preemptive gratitude. Do not wait until you physically hold the massive miracle in your tired hands to start thanking me. I want you to loudly thank me right now in the exact middle of this breathtaking transition. Thank me for the heavy doors that are currently unlocking. Thank me for the generational financial chains that are physically breaking. Thank me for the deep, restorative peace that is violently washing over your anxious mind. When you boldly praise me before the physical evidence fully materializes, you are demonstrating a level of faith that makes all of heaven stand still and immediately accelerates your breakthrough. The enemy absolutely hates your gratitude. He is terrified of a believer who can stand in the fading twilight of a brutally difficult season and still confidently shout, "My God is faithful." Every single time you say, "Thank you, Lord," you are actively and aggressively silencing the demonic whispers that desperately try to tell you this is all just an illusion. Your unwavering praise is literally paving the golden road that your magnificent miracle is currently traveling on. It is the spiritual currency that finalizes the transaction of your elevation. So wipe the final, bitter tears of sorrow from your weary eyes. Lift your head high and turn your face toward the heavens. I am physically breathing fresh, vibrant, unstoppable life into your dead dreams. What the enemy convinced you was permanently buried in the graveyard of your past was actually just a powerful seed planted for this exact, magnificent harvest. You are officially stepping into a season where my overwhelming, unmerited goodness will violently chase you down and completely overtake you. Stay strictly in this beautiful, unshakable posture of gratitude. The midnight hour has passed, the brilliant morning light is breaking, and your magnificent miracle is finally here. My child, as you stand firmly in this powerful posture of radical gratitude, I am officially sealing this new era with an eternal covenant of peace. You are about to physically walk out of the dry, barren wilderness that has held you captive for so many years. But as you take these final, victorious steps into your promised land, I must give you one last critical warning. Do not look back. When I brought my people out of bondage in the ancient days, the greatest danger they faced was not the fierce enemy ahead of them, but the deceptive, lingering comfort of the chains they were leaving behind. You absolutely cannot step into a season of unprecedented, miraculous abundance if your heart is secretly longing for the familiar pain of your past. The enemy will subtly attempt to send fading echoes of your old life to forcefully call you back. He will try to use old toxic relationships, familiar patterns of crippling anxiety, and sudden waves of nostalgia for a season that almost completely destroyed you. You must fiercely refuse to entertain these demonic illusions. The doors I have permanently closed behind you were closed for your absolute, unwavering protection. Do not ever try to forcefully pry open a door that heaven has mercifully and intentionally sealed shut. The people, the destructive habits, and the severely limiting beliefs that could not survive the intense, refining fire of your wilderness are absolutely not permitted to enter the sacred ground of your new, abundant harvest. I am wrapping a heavy mantle of unshakable, divine authority around your weary shoulders today. You are no longer a helpless victim of your past circumstances. You are the victorious architect of a divinely blessed future. When you speak, you must now speak with the profound, unshakable confidence of someone who knows they are completely backed by the Creator of the universe. I am physically commanding the elements of your life to supernaturally align with the prophetic words I've spoken over you tonight. The severe, agonizing drought is completely over. The rushing rivers of living water are actively pouring back into the dry riverbeds of your career, your family, your physical health, and your spiritual peace. Breathe deeply, my beloved child. The suffocating spiritual pressure that has heavily rested on your chest for months is entirely gone. The spiritual atmosphere surrounding your home has been thoroughly and permanently cleansed. You are crossing the final threshold right now. Leave the heavy, muddy garments of your wilderness far behind you. Step confidently into the brilliant, illuminating light of my unrelenting favor. The terrifying midnight hour has miraculously transformed into the glorious dawn of your absolute greatest victory. I am continuously with you, I am fiercely for you, and I am passionately leading you into the overwhelming fullness of joy that has always been your true, eternal destiny. My child, the spiritual transition is now completely finished. The terrifying midnight hour has fully passed, and you are firmly standing in the brilliant, undeniable light of your glorious new dawn. The heavy spiritual warfare that violently surrounded the beginning of this message has been entirely silenced. Look deep within your spirit right now. Do you feel the profound, unshakable peace that has suddenly settled over you? That is my holy presence, physically resting upon your life. The suffocating yoke has been violently broken. The heavy, agonizing burdens have been completely lifted. You are stepping into this magnificent new day, not as a weary, defeated survivor, but as a triumphant, beautifully restored child of the Most High God. I want you to take a deep, cleansing breath right now. Inhale my overwhelming, unmerited grace, and exhale every last fading trace of the toxic fear that desperately tried to hold you hostage. The spectacular, generation-changing miracles we have spoken about tonight are no longer just distant, hopeful promises. They are your absolute present reality. My warring angels have received their final specific instructions and have already been dispatched directly into your tomorrow. They are currently clearing the physical path, unlocking the physical doors, and preparing the physical tables of massive abundance where you will very soon sit and feast. But before you step away from this sacred, holy moment, I need you to actively seal this profound spiritual transaction. The enemy will attempt to come immediately to steal the powerful seed of truth I have just planted in your weary heart. You must aggressively lock it in with your active faith. If you fully receive this prophetic word, if you truly believe that your agonizing waiting season is officially over, and if you are completely ready to bravely step into your magnificent harvest, I want you to boldly declare your agreement right now. Type Amen in the comments below to seal this covenant. Let your written word be the undeniable, physical evidence of your spiritual agreement with heaven. Say it out loud into your atmosphere. I fully receive my breakthrough. I am divinely favored. I am stepping into my promised land today. If this divine interruption has profoundly touched your weary soul, share this message with someone else who is secretly crying in the dark. Become the brilliant lighthouse for another broken spirit. When you freely pour out the healing I have given you, I will miraculously multiply it back to you 1,000 times over. Go forward now, my beloved child. Walk boldly and unapologetically into the glorious wide-open spaces I have meticulously prepared for you. You are completely protected from every unseen attack. You are endlessly, fiercely loved. You are abundantly and continuously blessed. The long, dark, terrifying night is finally, permanently over, and your beautiful, unstoppable morning has officially arrived. I am with you always, holding your hand through every magnificent step of this new journey.